Hi, I'm Richa and welcome to our channel Married Friends. Today we have something very exciting and interesting thing to talk about, and that is flat lays, and to be precise, flat lay food photography. But before starting that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Alright, flat lays. When I started food photography, I didn't even know this term, but here, since all the objects and your items will lie on a flat surface and clicked overhead, hence the name flat lay. And I think, in my opinion, clicking flat lays is relatively easier and my favorite kind of food photography. When I finish filming my food videos, I spend the rest of my time clicking photos of that recipe, and especially clicking flat lays because I love it. I try different food styling, different composition, and just have fun with the photos. I clicked a lot of flat lays, and I can tell you that with some basic knowledge and some tips, you can also learn it very fast. So here are 5 tips that will up your flat lay game and will make your photography journey much easier. Number 1 on my list is setting up a flat surface. Yes, having a completely flat surface is really important for your flat lays, and I'll tell you why. When I started food photography, I didn't have a proper backdrop, or I didn't even have a table at home. So at that time, I used a big carton, and I still remember wo Samsung microwave ka carton tha. So I used that. I used to cover that with a cloth and click my food photos. But after a while, that carton just bent from the center, and I could actually see that tilt and that bend on my photos. That is why having a completely perfectly flat surface is really important for flat lays. Backdrop is the foundation of your flat lays, and make sure that it is simple, it does not overpower your main subject, which of course is the food here, because if it's too busy, maybe with a lot of prints or texture or maybe color, then it will distract your viewers and will take away all the attention from your main food. So keep it simple. And nowadays there are a lot of stores available even online from where you can buy a good quality beautiful backdrops, but they are a little pricey. Don't worry, there are other options available which you can use for your food photography, which I also use. So what you can do, you can use a piece of cloth. Like I use a black color t-shirt or sometimes a shrug for my flat lay food photography. Uske alawa, there's this white colored bed sheet which you can use. I don't have it yet, I'm planning to buy one, but I have seen people using white colored bed sheets, and that makes a very beautiful backdrop. So you can buy that also. Uske alawa, there are chart papers. You can use different colors of chart papers, make very good backdrops. Then you can use marble tiles, lamination, and if you don't have it at home, then you can buy the discarded or the waste laminations from the carpenter and just pay the minimal price to them. Then you can use this wooden table also if you have it at home. अगर इनमें से आपके पास कुछ भी नहीं है, what you can do, you can make your own backdrop. I'm planning to make my own food board. I already bought the colors. I have a very old discarded wooden chopping board which I'm going to paint from both the sides and will make 2 backdrops for myself. I hope it goes well. Next, very important tip for flat lay photography is always mount your camera, because if you're planning to shoot photos by holding the camera on your hands, then there are chances that it might be a little shaky, or maybe you'll not get a completely flat photo. It might be a little tilted or maybe at a certain angle, which of course you can fix in post. But if you can avoid these things, then why not, right? So buy a tripod for that. There are plenty of options available, so you can choose any tripod depending on your budget or depending on your need. Next comes the props. I know we love our collection of props, but do not go overboard with that, because we don't want to showcase all our collection in just one photo. Am I right? Keep that in mind. Anyway, there are 2 things that you need to do before arranging your props, and that is, one we already discussed, that is fix your camera first. And second is, after fixing the camera, place the main subject in the frame, which of course is the food in your food photography. So once these 2 things are done, then start arranging your props and other elements in the frame. And I'm again saying this, do not clutter the space. You really need to know your food before creating a theme or a story around it using different props, and you can be as creative as you want. This is the most fun part of flat lay food photography. I just love this part. So what you can do, you can use the items that are related to your food. So for example, you can put different ingredients or maybe the things that you're going to eat or drink with that particular dish. So let's take an example here. If you're filming a pasta, if you're doing pasta photography, then you can place bread on the side because we eat bread with pasta, or maybe a cup of coffee on the side. So this is how you can decide. Or you can also put some tools that you have used for creating that particular recipe. So choose wisely and share a story with your photo. Next is the human element. You know, there is a human element in your photo, which is mostly the hands in flat lay food photography. Then it makes a huge difference in your photo. I mean, it shows that something is happening in the photo. It shows action, and the person who's looking at the photo instantly connects with your story. So how you can do it, after setting up all the arrangements like your camera, your main food and all your props and different elements, once everything is done, while clicking the photo, just place a human element to it. Now the last and again a very important tip is food styling. See, if you're clicking a large flat lay where there are so many food items on the surface, then it's okay if your food is not looking that perfect. But if in your photo your hero is the main food, then you need to work a little extra to make it look good, because it doesn't matter how tasty your dish is if it doesn't excite the other person, and then you just lose the battle, and no camera or any post processing can fix it. So there's one thing that I follow, that do not overcook your food, because overcooking just that way just lose the color and the texture of your food. So at times what I do, I take out some partially cooked vegetables or the curry, and while clicking the photo I just place it on the top. So this is what you can also do. So that's all for today's video. These are the tips that I follow while clicking my flat lays, and all these things I learned with time and with each photo that I clicked. And there's one thing that I would like to point out here is that it takes time. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of patience and planning to click photos. So have patience, give yourself some time and do your research, check online, Pinterest, Instagram, and plan your shoot. And don't worry, if I can do it, so can you.